Period. Y'all see how I did that? Okay, y'all, let's get into it. I am so excited to get into this conversation. I'm going to have my guest co-host for the evening request the box. But tonight, we are talking about something that I think we've all kind of heard of and maybe have questions about and maybe even want to learn more about. But I'm excited for it, y'all. We're talking about living the poly life tonight, okay? The term poly is often used as a prefix to indicate many or multiple. In various contexts, it can have different meanings. So when we say poly, we are referring to polyamory or polygamy. And I would give you the definitions because I know them, but I'm going to go ahead and wait for Rain to tell y'all. So I'm going to invite my guest. There we go. I'm going to invite my guest to come on up and talk his stuff and get into this conversation. I am so excited about it.
Elle,
Rainmaker
what's going on? How you doing?
in the building. I'm doing well, Virgo friend. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. I can't complain. I cannot complain.
We
Yes,
love
y'all.
that.
So we here to discuss polyamory and all things polyamorous. Beloved, I
Yeah.
see you in the comments.
So, yeah, we do have an active comment section tonight. I'm excited about that because I'm sure they're going to have some amazing feedback and some amazing questions. So we will be interacting with them tonight. But before we get into that, go ahead and tell the people who you are, what you do.
All right,
And
so it's your favorite neighborhood rainmaker. I am a published author, published poet, published photographer. I have a book on sale. It's called To My Future Wife. It's a collection of love poems dedicated to my future wife. Also, we have a clothing line available. I make hoodies, leggings, sweatpants, tote bags, t-shirts, and socks. I have a CBD dispensary available for those who are into holistic health, and 3 poetry albums available as well, and a bunch of other products that is a featured show, so I can't really say. But, tap in with me and see
he
what we
has a
do.
toy store, an adult toy store, right?
Yep.
Okay, that's lit. That's lit. Like I said, y'all make sure y'all follow him, get connected with him, and make sure you support this man's hustle, okay? Because he be out here, all right? So now that you've introduced yourself, I do want to I want you to answer the one question that we ask every single co-host that comes on the show, and that is, in one word, what is the characteristic you need in your modern day bae or baes?
Relentlessness.
Relentlessness. Okay, Virgo, we hear you. Okay. Relentlessness goes crazy, but I'm here for it. Do you want to give us a little bit of an, I guess not, that we're not supposed to get an explanation. We're just supposed to hear the characteristic, relentlessness. So you gotta be 10 toes, all right? You
All
gotta,
day,
you
all day,
gotta,
all
you
day.
gotta come with that pressure.
Listen, listen,
You
listen. I'm New York, so we respect the shooter, but we also respect the people that stay.
Ooh, okay. Okay, we not mad at that. New York in the building. We not mad at that. We not mad at that. All right, good, good, good. So let me ask you a few quick questions before we bring up the Boss Bay panel and have them here. Um, so when it comes to the poly life, what is your number one rule of thumb?
Open, honest, clear, effective communication.
Open, honest, clear, effective.
Communicate.
Okay. Yep. Okay. Okay. That was just a lot of adjectives. I had to make sure I got them all. Okay. We got them all, y'all. Okay, period. So, super, super, super important to be communicative in
Mhm.
this. Any particular reason why?
So this is the thing, right? When you're dealing with more than one person, right? It the being open and honest, being vulnerable, understanding your healing, understanding your shadow work, understanding looking for the different biases that you may have, on decolonizing your mind, decolonizing your heart, decolonizing certain things and traumas, right? So it's important to be open with that and honest about that. You know what I mean? From the littlest things to the big things, and being able to sit in hard conversations and
Mm,
working them through. We don't always sit in hard conversation. That's across the board, whether you're
yeah.
monogamous or polyamorous and stuff like that. But a lot of these things, when we talk about relationships, some things are just universal law, whether you're poly or you're monogamous or amorous or whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's all I
Okay.
think about it.
Okay, I love that. I love that. Yeah, this is definitely going to be fun. You already know we have a super fun and active panel, so I'm going to invite the panel to join us in on the conversation at this time. I'm very, very excited for it. While they do that, let me ask you another question. What is a common misconception about poly lifestyle?
That we have happy time. We're just out here for happy time. um that we don't care about the partners or the people that are in our lives, and or here's the thing, we must not care in order for us to be able to do that, right?
Mm,
And
mm,
the thing is, the reality of it is, we care probably way too much about the people that are in our lives. You know what I mean? Which is why we do it.
okay. Okay, interesting. I'm very
So I
excited
see
to get
you,
into
Harley.
this
I see you.
conversation.
It's cool.
Um, I think we have Sassy or maybe Ambi. Somebody gonna be boxing up in a little bit. But if
Mhm,
not, this is
mhm.
still a great conversation among the four of us. Very excited for it. So since my panelists have joined us, why don't we start with some introductions? Top badge double in the building. How you doing?
Ooh, I am blessed. Cannot complain. Thank you for asking. Hope you're well too. How you doing? You feel me?
Yes, yes, yes. It was a busy day, but I'm happy I'm here.
We made it. We made it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Y'all already know, man. Big double, not the little one. I'm pretty still new, still pretty new here. You know what I mean? Not as new as I was before, but I'm pretty new still. You know what I mean? I'm learning the ropes. I got a whole bunch of shows and stuff like that. They're coming back to soon too. You know what I mean? Celebrity Night will be back this week. Celebrity Night definitely will be back this week. So y'all stay tuned for that for sure. And other than that, y'all just tune into the IG for all the ratchet activities and yeah, let's get right. You know what I mean?
The ratchet activities.
Yes, the ratchet activities. Yes.
Ratchet activities go crazy.
Hey.
My girl Susie B in the building.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Susie B, aka Big Bag Harley. I am here, happy to be on the panel this week. Nothing too much going on. Just make sure you please vote for Big Bag Productions in the Creative Vibe Awards. The voting process goes until April the 15th. Well, the nomination process, I should say, because you gotta get nominated first. So y'all make sure y'all tap my Instagram. I can see the link and send me any categories you'd like to be nominated in for as well.
Love it, love it, love it. So as y'all can see, we've got a lit panel tonight. So I'm gonna ask y'all. So off top, right? Like first reactions when we think about or your current opinion when we think about poly relationships, right? Like what would you do it? Like are you into it? Like is that a thing? Like tell me, I'm all up in y'all business tonight. What y'all think?
After you, Big Bag.
I've done poly before, so yeah, I'm into it. I think it takes a lot of communication and understanding amongst the primary partners. I don't think it's nothing, but now I think it's kind of just like a popularity thing. People just bringing it up because men are um, acting out, so to speak. So it's just like it's so popular now. Everybody wants to have two, three, four women and can't even afford one. So I think it's comical at this point. Like people are really kind of bringing a bad light to the poly community because there's a lot of people who actually participate in that and they do it right. But media is giving it a bad tint. So.
Mhm.
Mm,
I agree.
that's one of those
Agree.
misconceptions
Agree.
that we
I'm
that
saying?
we talked
For
about.
sure. For sure. It definitely is a trend now. You know what I'm saying? It definitely is like a big trend now for sure, for sure.
Hmm.
But people forget that this is the original way of living as well too. Monogamy is a
Hmm.
man-made thing, but regardless of facts, I 100% believe in polyamory. You know what I mean? I am polyamorous myself. You know what I mean? Just because I'm single doesn't mean that I'm not able to enjoy and you know what I mean, live the lifestyle as well. But yeah, you know what I mean? I definitely 100% agree with it for sure. Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, so just to be clear, right? Because I did not do the definitions, even though I am pretty sure I know them. So you said you were polyamorous, which means you believe in having, I don't want to say a bunch of, right?
Many,
But
many to
like
many to
many,
many, many
many,
to many,
many
many
to
partners
men,
to many to many.
Many to
many
many.
to many.
Right.
Oh,
So,
okay.
like
So
my life
so your
partner Bella,
partners, okay,
and
go ahead.
Bella also has other partners,
Okay,
and we also has other partners.
okay,
I can have other partners outside of them as
okay,
well. You know,
okay,
polygamy is more so one man, multiple wives, and the amount of wives he has is proportionate to the amount of wives he can take care of.
okay. But um, I'm looking at my notes here. Polyandry is when women have multiple husbands. Did I
Multiple
get that
husbands,
right?
exactly,
Okay, okay.
exactly, exactly.
Okay, girls, we're in the game, okay?
And then you have solo
Polyandry, learn
poly,
it.
you
Let's
have
go.
polyfidelity, you have kitchen table poly. There's a number of different dynamics.
Okay. Okay. Awesome.
The game.
Awesome. Awesome.
Definitely in the game.
Okay.
You know, you
So,
score.
tell me, I'm super interested in like what made you decide to go against the societal norm in this particular way, right? Like what was it about? Like were you just like lacking connection? Was it just like you just wanted more from your relationships? Like what what was it like some, is it does it I don't know, is it like an attention thing? I'm trying to
Okay, okay.
and I'm
Good
trying to
question.
ask questions that like I think we normally would think of, or like the misconceptions, right? So please do not be offended by
Mhm.
these questions.
No,
I'm
no, no.
truly
It's cool.
asking
It's
so
cool.
that we get more insight on it.
The people
So,
want to know.
for
Right.
me, I've been polyamorous for 11 years. So I was, I am home,
Ooh,
y'all. Those are my
we've
dogs.
got a pup, y'all. It's cute.
So I've been polyamorous for 11 years. So I was polyamorous before it was quote unquote popular, a buzzword, everything like that.
Right.
Um, but for me, I've noticed that, I could love more than one person. And I thought that was kind of like abnormal at one point. So it was like, how do I put all these emotions where they need to be? And when I came into polyamory, or when I was exposed to polyamory, it just kind of was like, this is what I was feeling. This is why. Okay, now I understand it. You know what I mean? So it wasn't an attention thing. It was just I was, I was always feeling something was missing or something was there.
Lacking.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I could
Right.
always have a different capacity to love more than one person.
Okay. Okay. When you say it like that, that's like, oh, you like when you say it like that, it's like you want to have all that love for people, or at least be able to share it, right? That's like
Right.
the
Right.
world's
Right.
most valuable resource.
Also, I
So,
want to exist in my spirit and in myself authentically, in
right.
all of me, in every space that I'm in, and share that with everybody that's in those different spaces. Because a
Yeah.
lot of times we're this way in this space, and we are this way in that space, and we are that way in this space. We're never authentically ourselves
Yeah.
fully, no matter where we go.
Yeah. I
And
feel that.
that's what I wanted to be able to do.
Okay, period. So in that we also learned that Rainmaker does not like code switching. Heard you, heard you, heard you. Okay, so let's get into hmm. So for me, right, when I think about multiple partners,
Yeah.
and I think about like, I was raised in America. I came up in like American society. So like men have always, and I'm just gonna say this, it's okay if y'all don't agree. Men have been favored, men have the power in this society. So initially when I think of it, I think of multiple women with one man. Okay.
Okay.
That's just like the first thing I go to. And putting myself in that situation, like you know how like on sitcoms they like go into the thought bubble and they look in the air and you're like thinking about it. Like as I look into the air and see that life that's not working well for me, like I am far too jealous. And maybe that's something that I need to unpack and that I can get into. But
We need to
like
talk about
what
this.
we're not gonna do, because here's the thing though. Let me tell you something. Let me be Polly, right? And my dude, and we he got a lot of things going on. And you messing with a girl I don't like, we're gonna have an issue. She tried to fight me in seventh grade. Sir, you can't that can't be your other partner. What you
Not
mean?
seventh
Like
grade though.
no, but like you
What?
know what I mean? It's like
That's
what like
wild.
how do you navigate those types of like I don't want to say being politically correct, but like kind of, right? At that, like, how do you navigate that? Like, is there anyone that would be off limits? Is there anyone that, you know what I mean? And Harley, wherever you feel, please
Yes.
interject, give us your opinion. I want to hear everything you have to say too, because I already know how you coming tonight.
Yeah, I bet. I bet.
But yeah, like, how do you navigate that? Or and when Harley, whenever you were, engaging in that, how did you deal with that? How do y'all do that?
From my perspective, me and my partner at the time, ours worked out a little bit different because of our communication. Like it was really more something that she wanted to go and explore her, but she felt comfortable with it being within the parameters of our relationship. Like it was something we had already discussed prior to being together. I wasn't cool with that. A little time passed, and she brought it back up. So it was more about,
So you had an agreement.
yeah. So our communication, we were the primary looking for a third. So it wasn't like,
Mm,
we chose together. It wasn't like the responsibility was with one or the other. Like it was like we were. It was a thing between the two of us. Like who is it? Who we're gonna choose? Are we on the same level of understanding with this person? Like, do we equally like this person? Like, and then how is our structure or our dynamic gonna work with a third? So
mm.
it was really communication about everything was the only way we made it work at that
Yeah.
point.
Sassy.
Sassy, what's going on?
Yeah, hey now, hey now.
Hi, Sassy. Welcome
Hey
to the
y'all.
conversation. We're in here talking about the poly life. In fact, if y'all are just tuning in, welcome, welcome, welcome to Modern Day Bay with Elle. This is a show we do every single Tuesday at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, only on the Tagged app, and it is the only show on Tagged exploring self-love and healthy modern day relationships. So, um, Sassy, I'd love to get your initial reaction whenever we hear the word poly or we think about a poly
Yes.
life. Like, what's you thinking over there, Queen? What's your
So I'm listening. I was en route, but I'm here now. But I've been
right,
listening, and I do feel like this is educational for me. I'm not a poly people, um, but you do what works for you.
right,
I don't know of people that live that lifestyle, so I'm like, for me, to at least be here, I feel like it's educational for me because I'm like, I don't know the terms, but I just feel like it's interesting. I'm
right,
not
right.
into that, but I'm like, I'm interested to learn and hear, you know,
You
about
never
your life and what you
know.
got going on, Rainmaker.
Right. You never know. You never know. So, do you have a question that you any questions or anything that you want to ask tonight since you're in the mood to learn?
I don't know. Okay, so at least for you, I'm like, well, I feel like I get all up in your business. But for you, like, how is it? I'm like, because I don't know how to ask, but you're here. So at least with you, like, how is your situation set up? Are you married? Is it just a dating situation?
Great question.
So I
It's a good
am
question.
I am married to Amber Moore's wife. She's running a little late, and my life partner is Belladonna in the comments.
Okay. We
Okay.
knew that.
I
Right.
love I
So
love them
so
so
we're
much.
set up in a V dynamic. Ambi and Bella are not in a relationship together, so that is not a requirement
Right.
for polyamorous dynamics. So and they also have other partners outside of me, and I also talk to other people outside of them as well.
Do you feel like
I
whenever
love them.
and
I love them so
First
much.
of
They're
all,
amazing. They're amazing.
yeah, Ambi and Bella are both amazing
I
women.
love them.
They
I love them.
That's Bella in the comments.
Bella, yeah, Bella is when I first had I didn't even have a conversation. I think when I first heard her speak about something, I was like, "Oh, she's the truth." She's amazing. So, shout out to Bella in the comments. We see you down there, Queen. Um Double, what about you? Like so I heard you say earlier you're single,
Yes.
but so what does poly life look like for someone who's single? Cuz and I'm not even trying to be funny, but like I just feel like that would be single life, right? Like what does that look like?
Um, so technically,
Not
right?
necessarily. Not
I'm just
necessarily.
that's why
Little
we
more things
asking.
happen.
So the single process is no different when you're monogamous or poly, right? I'm single. I'm a man out here. You know, I'm exploring my options. You know what I'm saying? But
Okay.
longevity, right? Longevity. I know realistically, I would want, you know what I mean, 2, maybe 3 wives. You know what I'm saying? Where we can you know, have a house, maybe multiple houses, stuff like that too, multiple businesses. Like it's a long game here. It's a long game. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we like that.
No,
We
too,
like
big
that.
mama.
And is that going to like is your mindset like more on like building and legacy, or is it just like what you know what I mean? Like what is I don't want to say the motivation because I don't feel like I'm kind of under the impression that like it's not necessarily something you choose. You know what I'm saying? It's like what you
Yeah.
are. Do you know what I'm saying?
Some people feel like choosing to be poly is a choice, and other
Right.
people feel like it's more of an a orientation,
Right.
they were predisposed positioned to
There we go.
be polyamorous, right?
Right, right.
So it depends. It's and either or is valid. It just depends in what the person feels like. This is what made them make this decision.
Okay.
Right. But definitely legacy, definitely businesses, definitely leaving, having people that you love and that you can work with, and make money with and enjoy life with, and have them witness your life and you witness their life, because they are choosing you every day and you are
Right.
choosing them. And we have, the same as a monogamous relationship. It's just that we have everything that goes into a relationship. We just have it with more than one person. But
Okay.
each relationship is that, like, so my relationship with my wife is different
Right.
from my relationship with my life partner, but they're actual relationships. So everything
Right.
that you could ever experience in a relationship happens. You know what I'm saying?
Similar
You
like
know,
I'm getting like friendships, right? Like obviously not friends, but like how you have like more than one friend or like more than
Mhm.
one parent or
Yeah.
possibly more than one sibling or
right,
like
right,
you nurture those relationships just like you
right,
would in a
right.
monogamous situation.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Okay. Okay. I like it. I like it.
One of my favorite
Anything you want to
comparisons
add?
too.
What'd you say, Double? Because
Go
you I
ahead.
want
That's
to
that's just one of my favorite comparisons too. Like, you know what I'm saying, with the friends and stuff. It's dope. It's dope. I got you.
so one of the things that my mom and my grandma kind of taught me was like you don't want to like they okay so my family's real big on education, so my
Same.
mom would always say like imagine you can't limit yourself is what she would say, and like imagine like getting your entire education from like your kindergarten teacher, or like what if you were like on Boy Meets World and like Mr. Feeney taught every class, like you wouldn't know anything, you know what
Exactly.
I'm saying? Because like you get the same information from the same person every single day. You don't get to explore what else is out there as far as like different topics, different subjects, what you want to do with your life, what career you want to go into. You don't really get the full scope of those things if you just have one connection or one person teaching you everything, especially when it comes to yourself. You need different people to unlock certain parts of yourself. And
Right.
that's the part that I really understand. But like I said, we're not gonna get into me because
Got you.
I
We
be
come from a
jealous.
different dynamic where I'm a proponent of how do we all win?
Mhm.
What is the
Right.
equity you need in this situation in order for you to be solid, right? In order for you to be
Yeah.
solvent, right? And
Yeah.
you know, I don't necessarily feel like if you have a dope connection with someone, right? Society says if you find someone else and you also have a dope connection, it may not be the same dope connection, but it is still a valid, like, good, great connection with somebody, that
Right.
now you have to choose. Because now you have to be like, okay, which one, X, Y, and Z?
Exactly.
And we are multi-level as human beings. You know what I mean? We can hold two different emotions in ourselves at the same time.
Right.
We can have two different thought processes in ourselves at the same time.
Right.
So why do we actually have to choose that? Like, you know what I mean? Why cannot I still move through this dope connection with this person and also move through another dope connection with this person, have both of them, you know what I mean? And then grow in that. And also they can do what they need to do as well. Like, you know what I mean? Because everybody brings their own happiness here. You know what I mean? My happiness is my responsibility. You know what I mean? I don't come to a situation and make you happy, right? You know what I mean? You bring your own happiness. I bring my own happiness, and together we experience each other's happiness.
It seems like there's a lot of emotional maturity going on here. One that I am okay with admitting that I'm not at that level. Okay, because I need to be number one. Okay, I'm just saying. But again, we're working through it. We're working through it. Don't worry about it. So let me ask y'all this, and I'm sorry, real quick, Double. Is there anything that you wanted to add to what Rain was saying?
We'll come back around.
No?
Sorry, I'm good for now.
Okay.
Yeah.
What I want to ask y'all, and I know Rain has a lot to say about this particular question, so we'll do him. I'm gonna do you last, Rain. What shadow work? What is shadow work, and how does that pertain to poly life? What is done? What needs to be done when it comes to shadow work to minimize insecurities and to maximize connection? Um, and Sassy, if you want to ask another question or you know what I mean.
Yes.
Yeah, she's like, I'm jumping at the bits here. Let's
Feel
go.
free. Okay, feel free. I want y'all, you already know, I want y'all to get all of your information out there and all that stuff. But yeah, what is shadow work? Explain what shadow work is in your opinion and like what you think you would need or and whatever. I want to hear everybody. Go ahead.
Okay. Any order?
Oh, I thought he was
No,
gonna
I'm
answer
going
your
last.
question
right,
She
first.
said I'm going last.
Yeah,
so.
yeah,
So,
because Rain's going to sum it
I
up in
got
a
you.
way
I
where
got you. So
I
I'll
don't
pop
want
it
I
off.
want to hear y'all first.
I'll pop it off. So for simple terms, shadow work is literally just working on yourself by yourself. Okay, it doesn't necessarily have to be meditating or prayer. It could be something as far as like self-reflecting. Okay, notice what you're good at, notice what you're not so good at. You feel what I'm saying? Take the time to practice the things you want to get better at. You feel me? And yeah, little stuff like that. As far as going into a poly relationship or any relationship for that matter, don't try to like force yourself to love someone else if you don't love yourself first. I'm gonna leave it simple. Like I said, there we go. Go ahead, ladies.
I definitely agree with the perspective that shadow work is doing the work within yourself. But I feel like when it comes to like poly or having more than one lover, the alpha beta perspective kind of pops into my head with that. Usually if you're the one that's practicing the shadow work, you know, you're the point of the poly, you're a lot more grounded, your foundation is a lot stronger. So you tend to be the resource for your partners or the educational source because they may not be at the level you are. So I feel like shadow work kind of plays into that, or you know, they have a strength in the area where you may have a weakness, so it's a transference of energy at that point. So it's essential to pick partners that are on the same journey as you or in the same alignment when you're, you know, bringing in shadow work and like Double said, self-reflection and because sharing energy with multiple people, obviously there can be contracts formed and soul ties created, and you want to make sure that you understand the processes of those structures and then the people you're creating those bonds with. So I do feel like shadow work kind of is an important thing when it comes to poly and knowing your partners in that way.
Hey, she said what she said.
I love it. I love it. Sassy, is there anything you want to add?
No, I can't add nothing to this poly stuff. I'm the single one. I know how to do shadow stuff by myself. I thought we was just gonna dig into his business and start asking him questions. But you
We
said
are,
no.
we are,
Screaming.
we're
Okay.
totally doing that. I just want to make sure everybody says what they need to say and things like
Okay.
that. That's all.
Yes.
You're right. You good. Okay,
So
Mr. Rainmaker.
Shadow work is unpacking the deepest, darkest parts of yourself, the parts of yourself that you are not comfortable with, the parts of yourself that you would not talk about at the dinner table. You know what I'm saying? You would not talk about it with your mama. You know what I'm saying? So it is also, you know, taking a hard look at who you are and living with yourself honestly and speaking to yourself honestly, right? And it's a daily thing. It is not just something that you unpack for a little bit. It is an actual daily thing. And your
Like a
partners
lifestyle.
are also doing their own shadow work.
Okay.
Right. To piggyback on what Harley said, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm saying your partners are also have to do their own shadow work as well. They also
Right.
have to, because I don't like, here's the thing. I am razor focused, Virgo mentality,
Right.
whole thing. There are times where I don't see blind spots. Now, you need people in your life that can say, that can see your blind spot,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And say, hey, have you ever looked at this? Hey, you do X, Y, and Z. Do you possibly think maybe da 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 da? Right?
Right.
And
Right.
then you're
Right.
like, huh, I never thought about that. Let
Right.
me go unpack. Let me see what let me dig. Let me see what I find. Like, you know what I mean? It's
Right.
like a
Right.
treasure. Like, oh, wait a minute. You know what I mean? Because sometimes, you know, people have made decisions when they were like 10, 11, 12 years old. And those mental decisions, those emotional decisions have been in the background guiding their adult life.
Right.
And if you don't actually unpack those things, you're gonna be like, oh wow, is this true for me for real? Or is this
Right.
false? Right?
Right.
Like I heard it and I believed it as true because it sounded good,
Right.
but is it
Is
really
it really
this?
what
You know
I
what I mean?
believe?
Because sometimes it's like you have to ask yourself, is doing the right thing right for you?
Mm, I like that. And you
Yeah.
know what? This reminds me of a lot of times when I'm doing my self-love classes or I'm doing my like even just speaking one-on-one with a client, there has to be a lot of unlearning involved because we hear so many things from whenever we're younger or society or media or whatever influences our opinion, right? And um and then we believe it without even questioning it.
Mhm.
We just adapt to it, and it's like, hold on, do you really believe this, or is this just what you've been conditioned to believe?
Right.
And so there's a lot of unlearning involved, and that's kind of what you're describing is putting me in the headspace of. So I appreciate that. Thank you.
And Lioness, I don't necessarily need two partners to show me that, but however, I will get to it quicker if you have other people looking at you.
So,
You know,
Lord,
just say it.
okay. So let me ask you this:
So what he said.
Have you have you ever Has there ever been, so you have your wife, you have your life partner, and if
Hmm.
there is someone who you want to explore a connection with, you have the liberty to do so.
Hmm.
But like what if that person that you want to explore that connection with is monogamous, or at least they don't want, you know what I mean? Like how does has that ever happened? Or
So a lot of
do
times
you
what
not even
happens
like
is
engage
a
in
lot
that
of times what
situation?
happens is um I'm upfront. I say, I stream, my stream is a polyamorous stream. Monogamous people come to my stream. We talk about
Right,
poly all the time on my stream.
right.
And I would say this, and even in off the app, right? I do workshops, I do speaking engagements about poly, the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing with that is this: they will, approach, and I will lay it out. Hey, this is this, this is this, this is that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And usually I get, oh, I think work with this, right? And upon further conversation, it's
Right.
like, oh, I think I'm really just monogamous. Great. I love that for you. You know what I'm saying? I love that for you. Like, you know what I mean? Because you got to know yourself, right? Like you got to
Mm-hmm.
know, and you won't waste 6 months with me trying to figure this out when you had that initial thought like, oh, damn, I may be really monogamous,
Mm.
which is great. Like,
Right.
you know what I mean? We're not against monogamy, you know what I mean? And healthy monogamous relationships. It's just,
Right.
what polyamorous people tend to, speak about is more so the way society has moved monogamy into the only form of which you can actually relate to someone and come to a cohesive new unit of happiness with somebody.
Okay. What you got to say, Devil? Has that ever happened to you? Have you ever like talked to someone who was monogamous, or it, you know what I mean? It started off like, oh yeah, like what does that look like for you?
For sure, for sure. And that's one of the main reasons why like some polyamorous relationships don't last or like really like go the distance, because it'll start off like as if everything is cool, but then it'll really be like, I don't really want both of you. I just want you. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I just want you. You know
Or
what I mean? Like,
you only
just want you.
poly because you never had me before.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like
I'm not even gonna hold you. I would be trying to change. I'll be trying to change and
you know what I
ooh,
mean?
child.
So,
I'll be like, you don't really need all that, do you? Do you, boo? Do you?
yeah,
You need all that? All right.
it's all good. So, yeah.
I'm cracking up. Okay. Yeah, see, well, and you know what? So that I'm just gonna take that as a mini victory for me and say that at least I know myself enough to know,
Yeah.
you know, we're
Mhm.
gonna,
Yeah.
yeah, because child,
In
y'all
all
heard "Ring the
things,
Alarm" by Beyonce.
listen,
I wrote
in
that.
all things, know thyself still rings true. Like that's a universal law.
Hello?
Know
Yes.
thyself.
And I think especially whenever you make the bold
She said
decision
plenty of tried.
to go against societal norms, right? Like cuz it's like it's not like you have to be prepared. You have to be relentless, if you will. You have to be determined. You have to be,
There goes
you
that
know what I'm
word,
saying? You have
relentless again.
to stand, I used it on purpose. To
Yeah.
stand on straight business. You feel me? You got to be ready to stand on straight business whenever it comes to stuff like that, whenever you're going against the grain. So, you know, that's you got to be in the mindset, and you got to know yourself, and you got to believe what you know about yourself. You have to really believe it. And while I do those things, I believe I will kill. Oh, y'all heard Jolene from Beyonce yet? Yeah, that's how we moving. Okay. All right. So let me ask y'all one more question before we wrap up. Do you see poly lifestyles being normalized in mainstream society?
I appreciate the
For sure.
no. Let me before I say that. Let me let everybody.
For sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Double, do you? You said for sure?
Oh, I said for sure. You know what I mean? There's so much movies, music, you feel what I'm saying? There's so much like
Yes.
it's on the TV now and stuff like that too. It's just everywhere. It's in the magazines, you know. So yeah, for sure, for sure. Everybody wants to do it, everybody wants to be a part of it, everybody wants to try it and test it out. Yeah. You know what I
We
mean? So
even have the term thruple now. And I was
throuple,
like,
yes.
oh, that's cute.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thruple.
And Amber Morris is a term where my wife identifies as that, and
Hmm.
a couple of people that I know identifies it, whereas someone who's comfortable in a monogamous relationship and or comfortable in a polyamorous relationship as well. So the ambivert.
A kind
So
of
that's
fluidity.
a term, Amber Morris. Yes.
Okay, okay, okay. We got new terminology. I like it. I like it. What you think, my friend, Harley slash
Um,
Susie slash my friend slash my ace? What you think? You see poly lifestyles being more normalized in mainstream society?
yes, but not for the right reasons. I feel like throuple kind of alludes to sexual liberation, people that just want to be in the act,
Mm,
where versus poly is a lifestyle. Just like, you know, being holistic, that's a lifestyle. You actively choose and learn to be that every day. Like it's not a trend or a fad. My
right.
favorite person right now that's in that lifestyle is Passion Jones. Okay,
I love
she
her.
is breaking the boundaries. Hello, first lady to
Let's
step out with
go.
2 husbands, and
Two
she is
husbands and it's pregnant and won't tell. She's like, y'all,
yeah,
they're both the dad.
Yeah,
They're both,
exactly.
They're
And I
both the
like how
dad, right?
she,
yeah.
Yeah.
you know, created that protection around her family. Like she endured the struggle. So I feel like that's more of the correct way to do it. If it's,
Yeah.
but that's not obviously the popular version. It
Right.
is going to be over sexualized and oh, let's try this and just add all these people and share all these energies, not knowing what you're doing. Versus somebody who like Passion, who really took the time. She chose her men specifically. Like she built her structure and her family that way because she knew that was a lifestyle she was committed to and didn't mind choosing every day. So I do feel like it's gonna be popular, but for the wrong reasons.
I hear you. She definitely took it back to the motherland.
Gotcha.
The
Also,
way she's doing things. We love it though. We love it. Um, yeah, I don't know. I get hung up on the financial aspect of it. Like, yeah, there might be a third income or a fourth income or whatever, but like, can you
Lord,
afford me? Like, that's what I really need to know. And then
not can
the
you
other,
afford me? Can you
can
afford?
you
Can you
afford?
afford me in your spirit? Is
Can
what you're
you
trying to ask. Is what the
mm,
question you really want to ask.
mute him?
Um,
Mute him.
you know what I'm saying?
Production. It's like
Let
no.
him
You know what I'm
speak.
saying?
Let him speak.
You know what I mean?
Let him
I'm just
speak.
saying we accountable. We being accountable, right?
Oh, there's
Look,
that
you
word
have to.
Yeah,
again.
no. So poly the umbrella is really ethical non-monogamy, and
Yeah.
and everything under that falls into the category because there are people out here not being ethical in
For
how they
sure.
maneuver polyamorous dynamic or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? So, and when you have
Using.
that, this is why I educate people about polydynamics because when you hear me speak or I understand, I break it down for you, and then you are, whether you're off the app or you're on another stream and you hear someone talk about poly, you will be able to say, huh, this person actually knows what they're talking about, or that person does not, because I understand it now where that is, right? Instead of, people
For
trying to be
sure.
like, oh, I think I know about poly, when you have never lived the life, when you have never had the emotions, when you have never done
I
any
think I
of that.
know.
You've done none of the trauma work. You have done nothing. You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
cracking
Hmm.
up.
You know what I mean?
Y'all heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. So, y'all can always continue this conversation. Brain is super open and always inviting. He calls his live the love. So make sure y'all tap in. You can definitely get more information. Double is pretty open as well. I don't want to put anybody on Front Street, but those two are usually willing to at least answer questions, at least in my experience. So I appreciate you, Kings, for being open. My friend, I appreciate you sharing your experience. And Sassy, I appreciate you learning right up here with me, girl, because the
Okay.
way
Yo,
what?
the
You
way
want me to
Sassy's
do
facial
what with
Okay.
expressions
who? It's
were,
like, no.
Okay.
Sassy was like,
I'm
whoa,
right over
wait
here
a minute,
asking. So
hold on.
what you up? Look, okay.
Yeah.
I'm cracking up. I'm cracking up. Let's do our
So
outro
let's
so we can wrap this up and then we'll go ahead and close out the show. Top edge
uh,
double.
It's going down. Big double, not the little one. Like I said, I'm on break for most of my shows, but we're coming back with a whole bunch of other stuff and stuff like that too, for sure. So hit me with that favor if you have not done that. And ladies, don't think about you sharing your man. Think about it as you could possibly be getting shared too. I'm just saying, gang, you know what's
wow.
going on. Hello.
That's don't listen to me. That go
Because
crazy.
what?
That go crazy. Oh my
Because
god.
what? Double,
That
That is
please.
not what that is. Okay, so
that-
look, that
thank you.
made
Right.
up my
Child.
mind on
Um
who to go to.
Ooh, that is
so I'm your
hilarious.
favorite neighborhood rainmaker. You
Hold
can catch
on. You're
me.
not, you're not, you're
Oh,
not now. You're not now.
oh,
Look at Virgo.
I'm trying to
Relax. Relax. Harley, my friend, go ahead and do your outro.
I know let the little people go. Hey y'all, it's your girl Big Bang Hurley, aka Susie B. Make sure you hit me with the favor and follow me on Instagram. I am asking everybody, anybody, everybody, all people, please nominate your girl in the CAG Awards. Okay, we're going up for Best Creative Product and Breakthrough Creator of the Year. Also, send me your nominations if you like that. Ladies, let's get into it. Okay, we can all be Passion Jones, husbands or no babes.
I'm cracking up. My sassy.
Hey now, y'all know this is your girl Miss Sassy Red. Y'all can check me out every Saturday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with my ladies. Demigod, I'm sorry, Demigoddess. We got Two Cent, we got Kind Hearted Babe at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Saturday. This was real good stuff. I'm gonna be all up in your business when I come over in your stream, but this is real good education.
I'm,
Okay.
I'm gonna get on. I'm gonna get on right after.
We
All
love
right.
it. We love it. We love it. Thank you, Sassy. All right, y'all. It's time for Elle Said It. My final thoughts on the night's topic. This part of the show is sponsored by His or Hers with Casper and Elle, which airs every single Sunday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time because Elle Said it. All right. One thing that I just want to say is make sure I feel like open-mindedness is super important when we have these conversations. So if you don't subscribe to that lifestyle, that's okay. But definitely, have an open mind and don't be judgmental whenever people are sharing, being vulnerable, excuse me, enough and generous enough to share their thought processes with you. So that's a really important part. I will say, especially to my ladies, like when if you out here and you single or you dating or whatever, and a man tells you, "Oh, I'm poly" or something like that, ask him, "Are you poly or do you practice ethical non-monogamy?"
There you
Okay,
go.
because that's a big difference, and that's a key question. All right, L said it. That's what I said. All right. I want to thank you, Mr. Rainmaker, for
Thank
being here,
you.
sharing your
Thank
experience,
you.
your insight, your knowledge, all of the things.
Definitely.
Now, would you please tell us one more time where we can find you and you can find us
So,
out?
your family neighborhood rainmaker. I am a published author, published photographer. You can find me every day in my streams. We are streaming every day. Also Thursdays usually is Poly Talk, where you can come and ask all the questions. I will be
Yes.
live right after this, so that if you still have any questions, you can. I'll just hold a forum in my live after this. Also, Sunday nights at 5, you catch Belladonna for her game show. This is National Poetry Month. April is National Poetry Month, so we're gonna be probably playing some poetry inspired games there. Also, you can catch Vibrate Higher with Naj at 8 o'clock on Sunday. That's my best friend in real life, y'all. And then Pen Talk, which is a poetry workshop showcase. And then right after that is Top Badge L and Top Badge Casper for his and hers. So that's your Sunday lineup. And I am out. I'm gonna pop on. Y'all wanna, y'all have any questions? Y'all come through.
Period. Y'all make sure y'all fave up Rainmaker and definitely go over and support him and get all your questions answered. Okay. They are always having a dope conversation over there. I love it over there. So, yeah. All right, y'all. That is the show. All right. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Modern Day Bay with Elle. A special shout out to tonight's featured co-host. We will get Ambi on here eventually, but shout out to Rainmaker for coming through, answering all of our questions, and giving us a little bit more insight. I'd also like to thank my panelists for their input this episode: Miss Sassy Red, Big Bag Harley, aka Susie, and of course Top Bed Double. I appreciate y'all. Want to give a big thank you to the Modern Day Bay production team: Betty, Aquarian Soul, my DJ and music sponsor, DJ Rich Beats, and of course my media sponsor, Shawag CEO. Be sure to meet me back here next Tuesday at 11 Eastern Time. Until then, my name is Elba Drug, and remember, you can change the world by simply being yourself. We'll see y'all next week, DJ!
This is what it does.